Alright, so today we are going to be talking about the double standards that exist in our society. So if you're an ugly person and you talk to a lady, she is going to be less receptive depending on how shallow that lady is, you know. But anyway, we're going to check this out on Chisha Zed's channel here. I really do enjoy this guy's content. But yeah, let's go.
Says she wants a guy to yearn for her. That's for the pretty guys, the cute. Yearning is not for the ugly. That's called harassment. You keep begging and pleading and I just need you and just salivating at the mouth and shit. That's harassment. When you're cute, that's yearning. That's, you know, working for it. That's being passionate. Sorry, everybody don't get the same terminology. Because, you know, facially challenging shit, sometimes it don't hit the same. It just be like, oh my God, like, what do you see in me that you seem to resonate with? Like, am I ugly? Like, it starts scaring me. You want me so bad. And it's like, I don't even see myself like that with you, but you see something. So it's like, is it me?
Now, the first thing I want to say here is, yes, bitch, you are ugly. Your personality is ugly. The way you talk, the attitude you have towards other human beings is ugly. You may not be ugly physically to a lot of people, but to me, once I see someone talking this way about other human beings, I consider them an ugly fucking person.
Yeah, and it's usually the ones that put on so much makeup and wigs. They usually have these types of hairlines and be talking so much shit.
Yep. Like, it's crazy to me. A lot of women nowadays, they need so many attachments and enhancements, you know, the wigs and the makeup, as you said, to, you know, elevate their looks. And this is why, again, I say these people are fucking shallow, you know. Without all of that stuff on, she's not anything above a 5 for sure, you know what I mean? But anyway,
yeah, it will probably show her usage as well.
Usage.
Me, am I the problem? Am I the issue? Am I the drama?
So this right here is a great example when men get on podcasts, and especially older dudes who don't understand what guys today go through, right? She said it plain and clear so you can hear it. If you're not cute, it's SA. But if she finds that you're cute, it's not SA. And when guys in male spaces get online and say, you know, the difference between a woman labeling you as a guy who's a creep or not, when you approach her, comes down to whether they find you attractive sometimes. And it's not every single time, right? And it's not an excuse men should use to not learn to approach women if that's what he wants to do, right? I know.
Okay, so there's something else I want to say here. One of the things that pisses me off with a lot of guys that I meet having these conversations and saying these types of things like, oh, well, I'm ugly and I can't find a woman and whatnot. I always tell them, bro, you're fishing in the wrong pond. You know, a lot of the times you meet a lot of shallow guys as well. There's a lot of guys who are 3s and 4s aiming for 7s and 8s. And I always say, no, you need to aim either 1 lower than your rating or 2 1 or oh my god, I'm messing up my own saying, 1 above your rating or 1 below your rating. Try to reach reasonable and realistic women of similar looks as Jesus Christ. I'm butchering this point, but you get what I'm saying. Don't be fishing. You're trying to find tuna in a swamp. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yes, because they would actually get used by these type of women because what they're only going for is just their money.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, a lot of guys are shallow as well, and they only rate women based on their looks. They're going for these bodies, as they call them, and they don't realize that you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you're not really helping yourself here, because if a body is interested in you, it's most likely because of some type of financial gain that she can get from you. You know
or she
what I
is
mean?
ready to settle down because of the amount of usage she has.
Yeah, well, again, it still comes back to a financial gain because, again, like if she's ready to settle down with you and she's picking you even though you're, let's say you're ugly, and she is above average attractiveness, excuse me, above average attractiveness, it means that she's just going to see you as someone that can pay her bills and maintain her lifestyle and all of that bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing is too, right? I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay.
I know there's a sector of guys who want me to say men should give up on everything, on life.
Yeah, I don't
It's
say
crazy. But the reality is this. In the past, when a woman thought you were unattractive, I remember us approaching women at the mall, at the park, hanging out with your boys, riding bikes.
that. Yep.
The worst that could happen is her just say she's not attracted to you, and she's like, okay, I'm.
No, that's not the worst that can happen. The worst that can happen is she can make fun of you. Because at one point in my life, I had really fucked up teeth, and I got made fun of by girls that I've approached before. But you know what's the main thing I didn't do? I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I didn't go home and cry and feel sorry about myself. No, I started working out. I made some money. I kept myself looking good, so I went to the barber shop. I cleaned up, you know. And even though I've never been a rich kid, I put myself in the presence of women, and I learned to speak to women, which eventually led me to finding someone that was worthy of spending my life with.
Oh.
You know, so you don't quit or feel bad for yourself and just give up because a few chicks out there are bitches, or you know, 304s or whatever you want to call them, you know.
Yeah, and you know, if it was switched, right? The guy talking about women like this, he's filming himself in front of like rented sports cars and stuff. Injected what's that thing that they put into their arms?
You mean steroids?
Yeah, like steroids and stuff, like you know, this fake body, and then saying all that shit, just the opposite to woman, that he would get so much hate for that. I think it should be the same, actually.
I think it should be the same. I think if you're fake, you're fake, and you should get clowned for it regardless of your gender.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling him cool. But this new layer of it's harassment
Yeah, this is
changes
crazy.
things. That's a scary thing for a young man. And it takes a while for you to build that confidence as a young man to become almost bulletproof to rejection. Like, guys who are good at approaching women are just guys who have learned to not take rejection seriously. They understand that they're going to get a bunch of no's, and eventually there will be a chick that will say yes. And they're willing to take on rejection as many times as possible to get that final yes.
Exactly.
It's really all that it is. However, I do think there's this new element of harassment that a lot of young guys today are privy to. And in turn, they aren't so encouraged to approach women.
Yeah, because there's no more, chivalry is what you call it, where they go up to guys, they be polite. They go up to women, sorry, and be polite. And actually, you know, introduce themselves and stuff. But now, being that so much women are so much bitchy, they won't do that anymore. And of course, of the amount of bodies they have as well.
I think the thing that
know.
he's saying, is there's also this new dangerous group of women that label men as sexual harassers. That's a crime that could legit ruin your life if you get labeled as something like that, you know. And I think that's one of the main things that he's trying to say here.
Yeah, because more women are going to do it.
Mentioned we have a young woman, she's a woman here, and also a single mother, who's talking about herself like, oh, I only want cute dudes approaching me. If you're ugly, stay away. When we all know that where a man may lack in looks, is it not, and men aren't supposed to be the prettier gender, right? But where a man lacks in looks.
Okay, I don't want to drag this video on because we are heading to 10 minutes here. I would say go check out Shisha Zed's channel if you want to see the rest of the video. The main thing that I want to say here is don't listen to this dumb bitch. Alright, she is fucking stupid. She doesn't make any sense in what she's saying. If she has a preference for attractive men, yeah, sure, that's fine. But that doesn't mean a less attractive guy that decides to say hello to you or say what up shorty or whatever the fuck means he's a criminal, you dumbass. You know, that's what I have to say. You have any final thoughts?
Yeah, to me, you should just take it as, okay, someone's attracted to you, sure, whatever.
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
that's it. And just move on with your life. Stop
Yeah.
projecting your bad decisions.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's just all around shallow behavior from bitches like this. And when I say bitches, that I 100% mean bitches, because there's a drastic difference between a bitch and a woman, and she is showing bitch-like tendencies and attributes. That's why I call her what I call her. Okay, so yeah, beyond that, if you'll agree with our takes on this video, I know we work a bit all over the place, but you know, we made some solid points.
Yeah.
Go ahead, like and subscribe. If you disagree, let us know why in the comments below. And besides that, everybody else have a good rest of your day.
Bye.